Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Welcome back to a new episode of World Builder Wednesdays. Today we're taking a look at the world Gaia Guardians created by the architect Storm Paths. This was created back in September of 2020, but I'm only just now seeing it because it was submitted to Pitchfest. And I really love this world. I think that this is a standout on the site. I cannot believe that I've gone so long without seeing it because I think that this would make the perfect LEGO property. The storyline of this world revolves around the Greek earth goddess Gaia. Now, in this reality, in this world that the architect has created, she oversees different natural spirits and all natural resources of the earth. In ancient times, she had guardians that fought for her against evil creatures, but now in the modern world where the Earth is consistently exploited for its resources, she's disappeared and weakened, which has allowed this company called WorldCore to exploit the Earth and basically destroy her dominion. So now this new team of heroes has to assemble to protect her, and I think that that's a really interesting idea because you've got kind of this environmental conservation theme running throughout the entire world, and I think that that's a really clever idea because LEGO can be educational, and I really love it when it is educational. We'll start with the minifigures, and, I often feel like the best worlds on World Builder have amazing art that really draws you in, and this definitely falls within that category. So we've got all of these normal minifigures, the humans that are the Gaia Guardians themselves. And these look like minifigures that, already exist. And not just because they use mostly existing pieces. These guys have new hair pieces, but I don't know, this looks like that Spooky Boy minifigure from a minifigure series a few years back. But then we've also got this really interesting art for all of the spirits because each guardian is associated with their own spirit. The character designs here are just really unique, and as with all of the best art, there are just a lot of pieces here that I really want to see made in LEGO, like this plant spirit pieces, this fawn, those legs, already has something really similar to that, but I'd love to see, a different piece. But the minifigure that I really want to take a look at is Gaia herself, because I think that this is a really clever design. So nowadays, she's just a giant floating head because she's lost the ability to, make a physical body for herself because she's so weakened by what's happening to the environment. I think that that's really clever. Again, climate change and everything is so important, and so I really love to see it being integrated into the fabric of this world. But she has a globe in her headdress that changes and reflects with what's happening in the world. So I think that that's really cool. And then as you can see, she's got the different symbols of her spirits around her. And again, I just want to see that made into a LEGO piece. If she's just a giant floating head and, sets were made based on this world or something, if it was made into a TV show, I'm sure it'd be brick built, but if she could get a minifigure, that would be really cool. But there's plenty of other art here as well. You've got a bunch of villains. I really like, these kind of darker, fantastical creatures. This corruption spirit is just gorgeous. I mean, it's really creepy, and I don't like creepy things, but it's beautiful. So yeah, it's got great art. I really love what the architect has done here. And the great art and world building continues because these are the society elements. We've got a very good number here. I really like that there's, a corrupt government agency, and I really like that that the architect has found a way to integrate the corruption spirit's face into the normal logo. And I like that they went to the trouble of making, two different logos for when it's revealed that the organization is corrupted. I just think that that's really clever, and it's the little details like that that really make things stand out. I don't want to spend a lot of time exploring the society elements because I think that history is more important, and these history elements are where things really shine. So here we've got the golden age of Gaia. There's not a lot of information here, but this is basically, back in the ancient times when humans loved and respected her, and so this is what her temple looked like during those days. We'll see a dilapidated version of her temple later on. But then we've also got this detail about the ancient war. This is when the corruption spirit first, came up because of the cult of corruption. And these are, how her original guardians defeated them. However, her guardians didn't survive the encounter, so that's why she kind of vowed to never take on mortal guardians again, except as we know from the name of this world, she does have to do that once more in the present day. We have a bunch of places as well. As you can see, this is what Gaia's temple looks like now because it's been thousands of years and the Earth, isn't doing so hot. So I think that that's a really nice detail, just like the differences, between her heyday and what it looks like now. But I really like these tiny little builds for like these different areas for the heroes. I think that it's really clever because you don't have complete builds. I don't know if the architect built out complete sections, but I really like that we just kind of have a vignette style glimpse into like this lab and then into their club room. I think that it's a really nice little way to get physical bricks in there with all of this art as well, because as you can see, the other places do have more art. And you'll notice I'm not really talking about the villains a lot because I just really want to focus on the heroes because I love them so much. But I love this like World Core headquarters tower. That is a really beautiful design, and I think it looks really awesome, and especially with all of like the background of the industrial stuff happening there. And now it's time for storylines. There are 29 here, and as you can see, each one kind of focuses on a unique thing that's destroying the environment. I'm going to look at the neon buzzard because this is the first one that I looked at, and I really, really like it. So I think that these are really clever just because, A, they're pretty detailed. I like, that they've got different headlines. It makes it really easy to read and get through, which I appreciate. But then you've got play features, so I guess that these are being envisioned as though each kind of storyline, each thing destroying the environment in a storyline would become a set. That's really interesting thinking. But what I think is even more interesting is that you've got these education points about what you can teach kids. And the neon buzzard is about light pollution, which is something that's often overlooked. Like light pollution is terrible, but it's like, I don't know that much about it. I only started learning about it, like a couple of years ago. You don't learn about it in school like as much as you do about just more traditional methods of pollution. So I think that it's really interesting to focus on things like that. And so you can see in this image, you've got the owl in a tree, which is being harmed by the artificial light coming from this giant bird. And then you've got the telescope because you can't see the stars because there's like too much light around you, which is a very real issue. So I think that that's a really interesting way to teach kids about things that are harmful to the environment that they might not know about. And now we're up to the last 3 element categories. For transportation here, there are a bunch of really, really clever, unique vehicles. I love this like kind of little electric car. I really love this blimp, and then I quite like this kind of hovercraft as well. These are really interesting designs, but as with a lot of other transport, I'd love to see brick builds of these. Some would obviously be easier to brick build than others, but like something like this, I feel like that could be translated into Lego bricks pretty easily, whereas something like the blimp would probably be much harder. We have a ton of items here as well, much more than usual. I really looks like they've like kind of custom printed tiles. You can do that, that's how custom minifigures are made, with like pad printing, same process as Lego. So I think it's really interesting because I think that that's what they've done here. And that's just like an extra step that I've not really seen taken in other worlds. But there are so many elements here that they spill over onto another page, which is nice to see because I don't think that I see that in a lot of worlds. And then finally, we do have 3 resources as well. And once again, we've got custom printed blueprint tiles, which is really nice to see. And so overall, you guys can see this world is very well fleshed out. It had to be very well fleshed out to, meet the Pitch Fest requirements. 3 elements in each category, but this world goes above and beyond in a lot of respects. The one thing that I think is kind of disappointing is that there are no proposed elements here. And from what I can tell, there doesn't really seem to be any incorporated contributions, which is kind of a shame. You've got, 10 comments, but even that's not as many as some other worlds. And I think it all is just stemming from the fact that this was published in September 2020. People are much more active on World Builder now, especially in the last month since the Ninjago prompt was launched, than they were in 2020. And so I think it's a shame because a world like this that is so cool, so detailed, it's still being updated. You can see it was last updated today. I just think that, or today is in the day that I'm filming this, but not the day that it's releasing. I just think that it's a shame that fantastic worlds like this are buried in the depths of World Builder because they were first published, in the month after the platform came out. So I really hope that that's something that we can change because I'd love for more people to see and interact with worlds like this. So I'm here with Tom, the architect of Gaia Guardians. Tom, why don't you give us some of your background with Lego and how you got interested in this hobby?
Well, yeah, so when I was a kid, I was very lucky. I had lots of Lego sets. I've still got a lot of the Harry Potter and Star Wars stuff I had from when I was a kid. and then obviously had a little bit of a dark age for a few years until when I was in university in 2014. When the Lego movie came out, I also had a university course which was to do with building Lego robots, and also Series 11 minifigures were in the shops and stuff, and just kind of got a lot more exposure to it again, and it brought me back into Lego for good. So, like 6 years and a lot of money later, I've got got a room full of Lego. I'm stuck in it forever.
Yeah, I noticed the Series 11 packet hanging on your door. Is that like a giant one?
Yeah, that is a giant shop display I got in an auction, an online auction.
Okay, yeah, that's really awesome.
Yeah, because Series 11 was, like I say, the first ones I really bought, and I've got a lot of them since then. So I thought it's nice to kind of way to remember it.
Yeah, I remember Series 11. That was the first series I ever found like in store because they had come out right when I moved back to the US.
The same. I guess they just pushed the marketing a lot. I don't know. It was they were in supermarkets for the first time. I'd never seen them before.
Yeah, it was a good series.
Yeah.
So you said you had some familiarity with Tongle before you discovered Lego World Builder. So
yeah, well, a couple of weeks before this the World Builder thing happened, I'd been looking around to try and find if there was kind of some creative outlet to do alongside my job, and I found Tongle, and I was kind of interested in it, but there wasn't really much on it. And so then when it came around, I saw the announcement video with Lego Neon and stuff. I was like, oh, this is that Tongle thing I was looking at. And doing Lego through that system seemed like it was perfect, kind of a good fit. So I was like, we definitely should do something on this. But I was also looking for a project for me and my girlfriend to do remotely during COVID, and I thought this is really well timed. So it seemed just like the right thing at the right time.
Yeah, that seems perfect. And so so you said that you've been working remotely with your girlfriend on Gaia Guardians. So how did you guys come up with the idea for the world, and how has like collaborating with each other been when you have to do it all over the internet?
Well, so my girlfriend's very passionate about environmental stuff and things like that. So we thought, and we both love what Lego's doing with the plants from plants and talking about bricks from recycled bottles and stuff these days. So we thought, but there isn't really anything that they've got that really focuses on that kind of side of things. So we thought it would be really good if there was something that can deliver that message, but wrapped in like a fun way. So we thought that was our best idea from straight away, and we just kind of fleshed it out continuously from there. And yeah, it's been fun to work on things. We're talking every day anyway, so we just talk through ideas. We've got a massive Google Doc with all of the stuff that we can collaborate on, and so I've done all the art for it, and she helps write all the things and decide, make all the decisions, and it's been a really good collaboration to do.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I was taking a look at Gaia Guardians, and I really love how educational it is about the environment, because I was taking a look at the element about light pollution, and that's a form of pollution that no one ever really talks about, but it's really important. So
yeah, we got a character that kind of goes for each different kinds of pollution that we can think of, and we've also got sections on a lot of elements that are like an educational point section where we describe, go into detail about exactly what kind of message we're trying to get across with this, and some of them have links as well to sources that can help if someone's actually reading. So hopefully the actual elements themselves can be a bit educational on the site.
Yeah, that's great, because I really do think that some of the best ideas here are educational, because Lego isn't, it's like something like Ninjago. It isn't just like a kids TV show. Like, they do also try to teach you lessons and educate you. And so I think that that's a really important element of stories on Lego World Builder. So how have you collaborated with other users on the platform? Like, have you guys incorporated any contributions, or is your world closed?
We've been focusing on ours most of the time, to be honest. Our world is open for contributions. I mean, we haven't had anyone trying to contribute to it, but it's open for things. But yeah, we've kind of just been focusing on our own project rather than collaborating with other users.
Yeah, I noticed that there were no proposed contributions on the world, but I was surprised to hear that there have been no contributions at all, because this seems like the kind of world that other people would really want to jump in on.
Yeah, it's again what we were saying earlier about it being buried under the onto the algorithm. A bit of a slave to the algorithm, this one. So yeah, I think if the more visibility, they'd definitely be open to including some contributions from things.
Hopefully this spotlight will help boost that a little bit and get you like some more interest and push you up that trending page.
Yeah.
So if people were to collaborate, is there anything in particular you would want them to help on?
I think some of our elements are a little they're not fleshed out as they could be. Some of the transport and things are a bit there's just lacking a couple of like fun details that would really flesh them out, I think. But yeah, like a lot of our older elements are being more fleshed out recently because we've been going back and filling them out a bit. But yeah, and there's also lots of room for like side stories and things in the story that we've laid out. So it'd be great to have some like little stories about characters interacting and things like that. Would be good, I think.
Well, I will definitely, encourage people to go ahead and contribute in those areas, because I really do hope that, that your world, first of all, I hope that it gets through Pitch Fest, because I really love it. And I really hope that, that even if it doesn't, that people are still going to, enjoy it and enjoy collaborating on it. So finally, what's been your favorite part about World Builder? Like, do you just like creating on the platform? Do you like contributing on other worlds?
I mean, it's been a really good avenue for like improving all the things that I would like to improve, like writing skills and art skills. If you look at some of the character elements for the beginning, then they've got a little section at the bottom which is original art, and you can see how terrible the original art that I did for them is compared to the more recent stuff. So it's really highlighted the improvement, just having a project to kind of put all that creative drive into.
I really like it when people leave up original art. I haven't looked through all of the elements yet, but I will definitely go and see if I can find some of those, because
yeah, it's
I like seeing the stages,
Yeah. I think the original characters, the Guardians, are the original, like some of the first elements are the ones that have got the original art, because we haven't improved some of the other ones yet.
That pretty much wraps up this episode of World Builder Wednesdays. If you head over to the trending page, you can see a bunch of worlds that are on here. Otherworld, again, one of my favorites. It's up there right now. This one, Pirates of Arvodia, that's a really cool world. I've been taking a look at it. And if you're waiting for an update on Pitch Fest, submissions are closed now. But if you check out this timeline, you'll see that on July 15th, we're going to be announcing the 20 architects that have been selected to take place in Pitch Fest. Us moderators are going through all of those submissions right now, and I'm really loving what we're seeing. So that's it for today. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys with another episode next week. Bye for now.